FourC Fitness to FourC Life, Episode 6, Waiting on the World. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Lisa. Happy Election Day!
Today, we have an update on Lisa's eggs, which we received last week, and we'll be going to some tips on how to calm your anxiety for life as we lead up to the election results in the coming, God knows how long, many days, and 2020 overall.
Yes, you may have seen our recent post last week that said Dr. Levine retrieved 8 eggs. Awesome. 4 of them were mature, and all 4 of those fertilized. And so 3 made it to blastocysts, and so they've been biopsied and sent out to the lab in Colorado for genetic testing. And we'll find out in about 14 days.
Yes.
14 business days. So yeah, really excited. Looking forward to, fingers crossed, some good news.
It was so exciting when they emailed us on day 6 and they were like, 3 of them made it, like on the same day.
Yeah.
We were waiting on the 4th to make it to day 7, which it didn't, but we are so proud of our little 3, our 3 chips, as we like to call them. So yeah, they're there, they're ready. We're just waiting on the results. We should have that
Right.
in like, I see you said. Did you say 14 days?
Yeah.
You said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it's a little less now because it's like by a day.
Right.
Because I got there like last Friday.
Right. Anyway, but overall, you had a great percentage of success here. Yeah. Considering, as Dr. Levine had explained, our age, hashtag 38, has a lot to do with what we're getting out of the process. So 50% of your eggs were fertilized, which is amazing, and 75% made it to day 6. That's really great. So I'm really excited to find out your news. And I'm feeling really great about your results. I'm really not nervous. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. But I'm starting to feel a little anxious about my number 2.
Yeah, round 2.
Probably following too many fertility stories now. Too many fertility.
Yeah.
Love you all to our new Instagram fertility friends. But wow, people go through it. So I am like trusting Dr. Levine and hopeful, but starting to get a little bit nervous.
Well, everybody has their own journey.
Yes.
Everyone has their own story. And for now, my body is getting back to normal, and I'm looking forward to working out again. Or let's just say I'm grateful I can start working out again.
You can like officially start because your cycle started.
Yes, it did. And I can't blame you for being nervous, honestly, about attempt number 2. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
We're going to, Dr. Levine's going to use his new approach, and we're going to pray for the best.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We are always very positive, but as we all know, 2020 has been a real doozy. And I started estrogen patches again last Wednesday. So I think they're making me feel a little crazy, though I will say the first day was definitely worse, and I normaled out, which is so funny. The same thing happened to you.
Yeah.
Day 1 on the patches are like, whoa, what are we doing?
Right.
And I leveled out a bit. So that coupled with the PMS, right? So hormone levels are just a little bit elevated, but I'm definitely grateful. Last week was amazing. We literally got 8 hours of sleep every night.
That was insane.
I know. And like so much normalcy, like not having to be up at the crack of dawn to go to the doctor was wonderful.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. And then with that, I was able to take advantage of getting back to working out. More high intensity. Lisa literally watched me drip with sweat and
did great.
Moan and groan as I continue to work out with Brittany Alexandra. We will tag her. And my Peloton, and I actually ran a 5K, which was great. So all of this before I go back into IVF land. So hopefully I'll be able to keep it up a little bit. I will say it's been encouraging though. We mentioned some of the other IVF pages we follow. And a couple of the women were posting about their walks and their bike rides and their Peloton. So it's very possible to keep it up. It all just depends on how you feel. So we'll see how I feel this time.
Yeah.
But nervous or not, we're on our way.
I know. And it's super weird that we're actually probably going to hear about my embryo genetic testing like either the day of your retrieval or after.
It's going to be like hopefully
it's
really
going to be a lot going on,
for recovery. So like we'll be eating all our treats and celebrating.
You'll be eating all your treats and we'll be celebrating.
Well, you'll be able to work out, so you might be eating treats too.
Right, that's true.
But that's for sure. So with that, this process has certainly had its highs and lows for us, and it's really no secret, like we've said, that the roller coaster of a journey really hits on some stress and anxiety. So of course, not only are we going through IVF, but like I mentioned, it's the year 2020, which has been a complete and utter shit show from COVID to, God, politics, racial injustice. This last Mercury retrograde was also a doozy. Virtual events, personal issue for me. But really, just like all of the issues of the world, you know, the world waking up to racial injustice, the world waking up to so many issues, really coming out loud and proud about everything. And now we're approaching and on the day of election and results.
It probably no surprise to anybody that we are in Biden-Harris shirts, you know, because we feel that Black Lives Matter and that women should have control of their bodies and people should be nice.
I love that you're on it with the articulations tonight because I am definitely not. So thank you, Lisa.
Usually I'm the rambler.
I know, she's literally been like
rambling.
a machine tonight. She was like, laundry, cleaning the stove, getting ready, drying my hair, 4C, equal rights, let's do it.
Like randomly started cleaning the oven tonight. It was insane. Anyway.
I'm obsessed. I love this about you.
But yeah, so it's no surprise that we are wearing these shirts. But, you know, we are equal opportunity, what's the word? In politics, if fair is fair. So.
If fair is fair. But with that, there's a lot of stress and anxiety about what the future holds, no matter what side you lie on and what madness you believe. So, what can you do and what are we going to do to ease our system? Because full disclosure, this time around, like I said, this estrogen patch is making me feel a little crazy, a little off kilter, which is why I probably can't get my words out. But basically, all of what 2020 has had to offer, I'm usually Miss Positivity, but when it comes to the election, I've kind of been a little bit doom and gloom. It is what it is, but we'll see what happens. So, you know, some days it's easier said than done. But I am hoping that overall that all of our lives are not impacted in a negative way.
That's right. To start, today we're going to keep things mellow at home and limit our time on social media and make some time for deep breathing. But definitely no social, you know, limited social media, probably no Facebook.
The worst.
And especially no doom scrolling, as they call it, which is just going down a rabbit hole of bad news. And we're gonna, you know, and you should definitely be mindful of how much time you're on social as well. We encourage you to pick up a book.
Yeah.
You know, call a friend. You know, carve out some time to exercise or meditate. And you don't need to do any of these things for long, 15, 30 minutes, reading a favorite book, just to kind of take yourself out of whatever madness you might be feeling or anxiety.
Shout out, I have a membership for Book of the Month Club. I mean,
yeah,
new books every month.
That's right.
Even though I've had zero time to read it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Try something new, either with your workout routine or completely outside of the box, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Saturday I actually ran a virtual 5K, which I haven't run since April because we live in Manhattan and Central Park is very crowded. And so we have been very careful with COVID, and so we haven't been entirely comfortable running at the park, which is sad. I will say that the park was not any less crowded this Saturday than it was in April, but it was fun to try something new, get out there, get some fresh air. And hey, if working out isn't your thing, get creative. Earlier this fall, we ordered a tie-dye kit. As you can see, we're very passionate about our tie-dye. I am so funny. Like, I don't consider myself like, tie-dye was formerly like a hippie thing.
Yeah.
But now I think it's like a very basic B thing.
Mm.
And anything that's like got basic B stamped on it literally should be on my forehead.
Mm-hmm.
So all about the tie-dye trend being back, really excited. So we got some long sleeve shirts, we got a tie-dye kit. There was something super fun and therapeutic about it. We got outside, we got some fresh air. I would actually like to do it again, so that was really fun. Mm-hmm. And like I said, go outside, get some fresh air. A little brisk fall air never hurt anybody. Yeah. We saw a lot of friends and family on social media this weekend who were outside, even though bundled up, enjoying Halloween. And for us, with working from home in the city, we know just going outside and sitting on the stoop at the end of the day can really make the difference.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a big difference. Oh, and side note, we did not make these shirts.
We did not make these shirts.
We were privy to these shirts due to a grassroots social media campaign, tie-dyeing for Biden. You had to make a donation, and you actually had to submit an entry to receive a shirt. So we were very excited that we made it in one of the last batches that they created.
Absolutely.
So another thing that you can do is take positive action, whether that's making a donation to a cause that you believe in or that you support, or just making the time to go vote if you haven't voted early, or cast your mail-in ballot, and in whatever capacity you can. That can definitely just make you feel overall better that you were able to use your voice in this crazy time.
Absolutely. And like Lisa said, we were so excited that we scored our tie-dye for Biden tees. I was stalking them hardcore. It was like a whole campaign. You had to be one of the few who actually filled out the Google form and got your shirt after making proof of your donation. And like Lisa said, it was a really unique movement. They raised over $100,000 for Democrats fighting for rights and causes that matter to us and our communities, specifically, like Lisa mentioned, reproductive rights, which is one of the reasons why we are sharing our journey to really, like we mentioned in our last episode, normalize the conversation around fertility, maternal health, not to mention, very obviously, marriage equality and the ability to raise our family without fear. So overall, manage your expectations of what's to come. Everyone is talking about how we will probably not even have results tonight. Waiting for results of any kind is enough to cause your blood pressure to spike, especially if you're fearing for the rights of yourself and your loved ones. And I know that sometimes anxiety for people can come from thinking too far ahead in the future. So even if that means the next few hours of tonight or tomorrow, try to stay in the moment and shift your focus as much as you can.
And though much of this feels out of our control, a great way to refocus and recenter yourself is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, which we've seen from various sources. One specific would be the Mayo Clinic website. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 5 things you can see, whether that's your hands, the sky, a plant, on your colleague's desk.
And she kills all the plants.
Your colleague from across the table.
Literally no plants. Plant killer. Her family owns a garden center and she cannot keep the plant alive. So there are no plants in this home.
4 things you can physically feel. Feet on the ground. Find a ball. Your coffee cup in your hand. Or your colleague's hand from across the table.
Now I'm your colleague.
I love you.
Oh my God.
I love you. 3 things you can hear. The wind blowing, maybe your air purifier's on, maybe the coffee's brewing.
Lisa also rates your children's laughter. Your future children's laughter.
Copied and pasted from the Mayo Clinic's website.
3 tips.
3 tips. 2 things you can smell.
The 75 candles you might have burning throughout your workday, literally giving you an asthma attack.
That's right. What else can you smell? More coffee. And 1 thing you can taste, which would probably be the coffee. But anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's just to refocus. Put yourself back in the moment and take your mind off of whatever you're thinking that has not even happened yet. And lastly,
a USA Today article suggests after the election results are in, do not, and I repeat, do not, engage in arguments or deep conversations with the opposing side for a few days at the very least. If you can avoid that, try to keep an open mind and ask them what the issues were that they were supporting instead of engaging in accusatory or mean conversation.
Right. I think there's a saying, say what you mean.
Mean
what you say.
I don't know that
but don't say it mean or something.
Huh. Interesting.
There's a saying. I'm saying it wrong.
don't engage in deep conversations. And if you really need to, then maybe you can find a common ground, which doesn't feel likely in this climate. So I would go the route of avoiding some more.
We personally would love to have civil conversations to understand all perspectives, but right now, tensions are way too high to even engage, which is why we're avoiding. No matter what though, remember that you are not alone. Everyone, especially this year, is feeling major anxiety of some kind or another. Reach out to a trusted friend or a family member who maybe shares the same views as you in order to express yourself and receive support. And overall, try not to take anything personally, which is easier said than done, especially when you are at odds with people that you love.
Lisa hasn't had any arguments with anybody.
Yeah. Sarcasm. Major sarcasm.
It's all part of the self-care game. Mm-hmm. You can take these tips and apply them to every aspect of your life. Self-care does not have to cost money. There are ways to do it without spending a dime for sure.
And if you have any questions or comments, post them below or message us. Sometimes people don't like to be very public about, how they're feeling or what they need.
Yeah. Yes. So if you have any questions, message us. It doesn't have to be public at all, but thank you all so much for joining us. We hope everyone stays sane today, and we'll be sure to share updates in the coming weeks as I embark on IVF number 2. We really want to try to start filming more little snippets of the journey so that we can have something. We found a really cool suggestion from an event we tuned into last week to really start to create kind of a memory book for future baby of this is, how much you were wanted, and this was all the steps we took to bring you into this world. So we're so glad that we can be sharing this journey and with all of you, and for our future children to see, how much they were really loved and supported before they were even here. So really exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely.
Positivity ahead.
Absolutely.
Yes. And until we see you again, take care of yourselves. And we're planning a lot of shows in the future to hopefully bring you more great information about the IVF process and our weight loss journey and our mental health journey as well. That continues.
Thank you all so much for your support and for tuning in, and we will talk to you all soon.
Bye.